Hi, Taina.
Hi, Minju. It's nice to see you back in my office again.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
Yeah. So I'm glad to see you. You've gone out and you've braved the crowds and yeah, because there's a lot going on right now. So
Yeah.
that's very strong of you to have the courage. So thank you for coming. It must be a big event if you need to talk to me today. So what would you like to share today?
Today I would like to share about my concern regarding coronavirus. Like, I don't know if it's natural or panic attack, but since school shut down, I kind of worried, like, if because I'm an international student, and then I heard they are blocking all international students going back to their country or coming back, or also they said they cancel all the student visa and then a working visa permit. And I feel like as of this moment, I'm the one who's getting all the disadvantages, like regardless of how hard I focused on my study for 2 years. Yeah, I'm just scared, like my dreams gonna be just vanished in Canada because like of the coronavirus. Also scared if I'm not gonna graduate, they will like cancel this winter term. Like, but at the same time, also sort of depressing. Even though they continue on online, it's like depressing. Every morning I wake up, instead of going to school and see my classmates, I have to turn on my laptop and then look at the screen, and then just pretend like I'm not worried about coronavirus.
Okay, so yeah, I'm hearing a lot going on. So actually, if it's good with you, if you're okay with it, I'm just going to start taking some notes as you're talking, so I can help to the best of my ability. Yeah, I find that during this time, I myself am having troubles with memory. So this, if that invites you to share even deeper.
Sure. And then the main fear that I want to talk about today is that, like that one. Like every time when I'm in my room, I'm just feel like.
Wait, can we just rewind? Sorry.
Oh, sure.
Hold on to that thought, and I need to rewind, just because I really want to acknowledge that you've come in today because you have a deep fear that now that the coronavirus is causing so much stress and panic in the world, that the way that it's impacting you personally as a student, and the fears around graduating, maybe not being able to fulfill the expectations, the international students, being put on the spot, and also the fear that, the depression factor about opening up your laptop rather than face to face with your classmates who really care about you. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, now we can go back to what you were talking about again.
But the main fear that I would like to talk about today is that I feel like I'm scared about all that blame to international students.
Yes.
I mean, I know it's technically arised from China according to the news, from the person who ate the bat or some kind of animal, but personally I feel like, I mean, cause today our residence advisor, she announced that all international students will be only allowed to stay if we are not allowed to travel to our country because of that coronavirus issues. So which means, and I was wondering, like, what's about with international students? We were born in different place, but we like I think it's more important to talk about who traveled like recently, ever since the coronavirus happened. I feel like it's not about international students who only catch the coronavirus, and then so I'm just wondering about that kind of some sort of racism.
Yeah. So that was going to be my next question. I was curious about whether you felt you were being discriminated against as an international student. Is this, would you say that's your belief around the situation is that you're being discriminated against?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do feel that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And would you also say, Minju, that the underlying fear there as well, because if there's a threat that the international students have to go home, that would definitely tie into your fear about not graduating, and there goes your future. So those are your thoughts and beliefs, right?
Yeah.
So going further, if we looked at Maslow's hierarchy, okay, would you feel that the recent threat of coronavirus and what's happening in your life right now that's so relevant to you, would you say that it's bringing you down to there's the survival, okay? So it looks like this. It's a bit of a pyramid, okay? And the bottom level is survival. So when you're in survival, you know, when our food supplies are threatened, or somehow we're threatened, our lives are threatened, we feel more anxiety. And you were mentioning the depression and the anxiety. Do you think that that's a part of it too?
Yeah, it is, absolutely. Yeah. And yes. And then, like, yeah, sometimes, like, I have I feel like I'm kind of also, like, exaggerating my thoughts, like, by thinking that, oh, maybe I might be deported, or like, I'm not gonna graduate. I'm gonna deported, or everything regarding, even when I go to mall, like, I feel like everybody is kind of looking at me like, is she Chinese? Does she have a coronavirus? Is that reason why she's wearing a mask or something? Like,
so I'm hearing a lot of discrimination today in your message, and so it sounds very painful for you right now. Yeah. So that's even, I would even count that as further courage on your part, that you've left your dorm and you've had the courage to wander out to public. So thank you for coming. Can I help you with something with just to sort of understand? So sometimes we have some unhelpful thinking styles on this sheet. You can see here. Sometimes we catastrophize, so we make events larger, and we tend to predict outcomes that are horrible. So on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, how valid do you feel that your fears around not graduating are? Considering the proof that the colleges are stepping up and helping out, so everybody's going to do their best in school. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you feel that? How realistic do you think that fear really is?
I think so. If it's 0 is like, it's not realistic, right?
Yeah. So 0. Thanks for bringing that up. I say it so often that I sometimes forget to actually give some insight into that. So the way that we do it is, if we're scaling. So the scaling question, once again, is how realistic do you think your fear around not graduating is? We're going to talk about that. 0 is not realistic at all. And then 10 is very realistic. And the points in between are going to show how you're feeling with your anxiety level right now.
Yeah, I feel like it's so if it's realistic, it's unrealistic. No, if it's a realistic high number. Okay, I think it's around like 1. I mean, to be honest, because I know that if they can still manage in the online class, And then I think there's nothing wrong with managing online class right now. And then yeah, I don't think school gonna just cancel the semesters and then deport us. Especially Canada needs a lot of immigrants as well and some working populations. So
Fantastic.
yeah.
So I feel like we're working towards something here.
Mm-hmm.
We can touch upon maybe some homework here with you because we
Mm-hmm.
have about 5 minutes left, 4 minutes or so. So are you ready to move on and talk about some
Sure.
homework, something that's some actions that have helped you in the past?
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe we can touch upon that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what has helped you to get relief at times when you've been anxious and scared in the past?
When I feel like when I keep on touch with my friends and families is really good. I mean, I always talk to my friend in dorm and friend in my family in Korea, and then that really helps me to kind of update if my families are okay from coronavirus, if I'm okay, and and also when I check that it's not only me who's dealing with that stress, but everybody does as well. It kind of feel like, okay, it's not only you, everybody's on the same situation right now. So just like be with this feeling, but don't panic. And so it helps me to focus on my study.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that it's for you that it's worked in the past to contact your family and friends and to reach out, especially to your parents in Korea, right? So if that has brought you so much relief from anxiety and fear in the past, how about if we set the goal for you to tonight? Okay, you have to consider the time. What's the time difference there?
I think I usually call my family around 8 because it's their like lunch break from their work, so it's perfect with me. It's
8 p.m.
Yeah, because it's the time when I eat my dinner.
Okay.
So we can kind of talk and chill.
Okay. So in our SMART goal program, remember we talked about that a few times. So that's a relevant goal. Okay. And that's attainable because you have a telephone.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have parents. So put the two together and you can make the phone call. So how about if you phone them tonight already, just because you've already come to me and to record that in your journal. Maybe record specifically how it made you feel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I think I'm good with that. So after calling my mom and dad around like 8 p.m. and then maybe record how does that help my feeling to be relieved.
Yeah, and maybe even write down a couple of point form details about your call and we can talk about it. We can summarize it and next week's session.
I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I think I like that homework.
Okay. Yeah. And you can do that as often as you want. I think the biggest piece of the homework is in the recording of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be diligent about it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Thanks, Minju. Yeah, okay, it was nice seeing you.
Yeah, thank you for your homework. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.